Head to Coventry against Sheffield Wednesday this week. The last time the Owls won at Coventry, this guy was the scorer in 1995. Can they put that right this weekend? We are looking ahead to the massive game at Coventry and, of course, reviewing everything about the Owls in this week's review. We are here with Matt and Glyn, and Andrew will join us shortly. Welcome to the quickest review of everything Sheffield Wednesday on the internet. Before we get going, though, it's only right, before we get anywhere near football, that we comment on, obviously, the tragic news of the weekend. Glyn, Matt, you were in the stadium. I'm sure I'll hand over to you to kind of give your thoughts on behalf of Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, obviously thoughts with the family of the West Brom fan who sadly passed away at the ground at the weekend. Thoughts and prayers are obviously with the family and friends at this sad time. So may he rest in peace.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's been great to see all Wednesday fans coming out in solidarity. Yeah, no one should ever go to a football match and never come home. So thank you very much for that. We'll roll the titles. We've got lots to pack in. We're also going to obviously review that famous win, of course, against West Brom. Drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, and we'll get into the football side. Welcome, Glyn. Welcome, Matt. We've also got Claudio with us from the Coventry View as well. Oh, we can't see him. There he is. He's there somewhere. There you are. You look over there. Thank you, Claudio. How are you, fella? Good to see you.
Not too bad.
1995, the last time these won at your place. Were you there that game?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember one before then as well. Yes, I was. Well, they beat us in the League Cup as well, didn't they? In the quarter-final, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, Andrew. Claudio will drop you off in a second and talk to you in a minute. Those of you at home, we are asking you for three players that played for Coventry and the Owls, LCGM and DA. We'll get Andrew, Glyn and Matt to see if they can pick up those in a second. All right, then. Coventry are a tough test. Welcome, Andrew.
Get in there.
Andrew, we'll come to that in a minute. We'll do Coventry first. We'll review the West Brom game in a second. Glyn, Coventry are not having a great start. Difficult week for Wednesday this, but can you go there and be positive and take 3 points?
Absolutely. This is the Championship. Anybody can beat anybody. It's the most competitive league, I believe, in the world. Nobody gave us a chance against West Brom, but we've turned up there. Well, they've turned up at our place and we've turned them over. So. I'm quietly confident that we can go there and get a result. I think the tide is turning. So let's bring it on and see what happens.
Okay. Welcome back, Claudio. We'll get your view on all of this now, if that's okay. How do the Wednesday go about getting their first away win of the season?
Just turn up, basically. At the minute, we're in absolute shambles. It's a role reversal from last season, the way Wednesday started last season. We're doing a Wednesday at the minute. We've just been poor. I mean, you've got to hope that we've got some home games coming up that will pick something up from them, but we've just been desperate. I mean, I've got no idea why. It's just all over the pitch at the minute.
You've got two home games this week, haven't you? You've got Blackburn first before we're recording this, and then you've got Sheffield Wednesday. I've seen some people saying this is make or break for Mark Robins. Is that how it's going down? If he loses to Blackburn and Wednesday, is he genuinely possibly going to be at Doug's mercy?
I reckon that'd be really harsh, absolutely harsh. I mean, we've not been. Our owner won't let us sign any loan players. We've got a strange recruitment policy at the minute. I don't think he's had enough help, to be honest. The whole backroom staff's changed. After 7 years of giving us what he's given us, he deserves more than the next two games. Yeah. We were in the same position this time last season, in all honesty. So, and in the playoff year, we were in the same position again. So it can easily change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what it is, we got Blackburn and Sheffield Wednesday. Historically, we do well against them at home. And I know there's bogey teams and all the rest of it, but somehow it always happens that you manage to get a result when you least deserve it.
Yeah.
It happens.
Matt, as we mentioned, it's 1995 since Wednesday last won there. Here's the team on that day. I don't know how old you were in 95, Matt. I just should have asked you.
6, mate. 6.
Okay, right. You won't have seen the likes of Kevin Pressman and Guy Whittingham and Mark Bryan.
I've 100% seen Kevin Pressman. He was around for a long, long time. And Chris Waddle was my first love at Sheffield Wednesday.
What needs to happen what needs to happen away from home? We've seen some pretty good Wednesday performances at home. We know even against Leeds, you had your moments, but away from home it has been dire. What needs to change for you?
Put in the same performance that we did away at Luton in the first 78 minutes, and I think will be a match. My concern is obviously the fact that you've raised, and Claudio, I'm fairly confident in terms of last year when we tipped up on Boxing Day, Coventry fans were very much, it's not really got going for us. And then after, obviously, you went and beat us 2-0 and then went and dumped us out the cup as well, 3-1. I swore blind coming out of the CBS Arena that I was never going back. And yet there I am on Saturday. To me, Coventry is a really, really difficult game. And historically, over the past couple of years, we turn into charity FC against teams such as yourselves in terms of, we've in the past couple of weeks, yes, we've spoken about it a number of times. The results haven't really kind of followed apart from obviously at the weekend. I think in terms of for us to go and get a result there, we've got to be solid. We've got to be compact. We've got to recognise that actually, although the Coventry squad may not be in its best position at this point in time, overall, pound for pound, it's a better squad than the Sheffield Wednesday one. And going out and all-out pressing there would be a real, in my opinion, would be a real naive decision. I think we've just got to show the same level of desire and tactical nous that we have in the previous 3 games. And I'd give us at least a punching chance, obviously, on Saturday, given where Coventry have finished the past 2 seasons. I do think it's still an uphill task, even given you start, Claudio. I take your point. But yeah, it's always a very, very difficult away fixture. It's not something that Sheffield Wednesday fans, I would say, look forward to. Never mind the 3,000 tickets that people have sold. But yeah, I still feel it's going to be one of our more difficult games this season. Coventry City away is never a nice place to. It's never an easy place to go. Sorry.
I've seen us lose there a few times over the years. I still haven't forgiven them for beating us in the FA Cup quarter-final 1987, 3-1 at Hillsborough in front of over 48,000 fans. And, of course, they went on to win the Cup that year. It could have been us in 87. Very frustrating. But just to add to the away form that we've had so far this season, please don't harp on about that. Okay, we were disappointing at Sunderland and Millwall. At Luton, that game was ours. We'd won that game. A referee with my clown's outfit you saw last week, he should have been wearing clown outfit himself, was the reason why we lost that game. Otherwise, we'd already have 3 points on the board. So something's going to crack this week, either Coventry's bad home record or our away results record. And I hope it's going to be us getting the result.
All right. Claudio, any players that they should look out for? Who is impressing amongst your dire splurge of football so far?
Well, on Saturday against Leeds, nobody could give a man of the match because there wasn't one. It's been a bizarre start to the season. I mean, we've got players. We've got Sakamoto. We've got Sims. We've got Haji Wright. We've got even the lad who's come from Peterborough. Mason Clark. Ben Sheep, injury, he should be starting. We have got decent players, but for some reason they are just not clicking, and it is frustrating. It's frustrating. I mean, for me, Sheffield Wednesday's actually best approach is to press because we cannot get out with the ball at the minute under pressure. So I think you do yourselves a favour by coming at us.
I don't know, Claudio. You haven't seen us press.
Yeah, stop trying to lure us into a false sense of security, Claudio.
We'll be varying it. We'll be varying our game now. We've learned.
Three clean sheets in 29 matches. So we're not keeping clean sheets. If you score, we won't beat you. Put it that way.
Let's do some score predictions then. Yeah. Andrew, take it for the Owls, please. Score prediction.
Well, it's depending on what happens tomorrow night at Bristol City, first of all. On Wednesday night at Bristol City. We need to know how we're going to get on there. And what we're aiming for here in these next 2 away games is 4 points minimum. If we can get 6, it'd be absolutely wonderful. 4 points. So in other words, if we beat Bristol City, I'll take a draw at Coventry. But if we don't beat Bristol City, then we need to get a win at Coventry. Ideally. 3-1. 3-1 Wednesday.
Claudio?
Oh, well, I'm a bit like Andrew, really. I think we'll start, even though it's 2 home games, I'll start for 4 points. So, but I think if we get something decent during the week, we could get the win against Sheffield Wednesday. But you know me, I like sitting on fences. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Claudio, for popping on and joining us. We'll see you on the Coventry View later on. Put your predictions in the comments below, and we're going to now celebrate the win against West Brom with. Oh, they are. I'm not with the Ray my take.
Don't think West Brom.
Cohen Learning says, I've said it before, I'll say it for a long time to come. Barry Bannon is comfortably the best player I've ever seen play for Wednesday in my 28 years on earth. Nobody comes close. Technically addicted, gives 110% every game. Mr. Sheffield Wednesday himself, legend of the club. And Ramblers Anonymous said, anyone got a video of his back heel? I've got some spare time and a pack of tissues.
Yes!
All right, then, go on. Go mad, Andrew. You've been waiting for it for 6 weeks.
I can't believe that Glyn said that, no one expected us to beat West Brom. Glyn, you remember my prediction last week. I said Wednesday going to win 2-1. I even thought I had the score right. I really did think I had the score right. They got a very lucky equaliser. The ball hit into the ground. Poor old Jeremy Beadle couldn't get to it. Of course, it lobbed over his head to give them a way back into the game. And then, of course, the voice of doom and gloom, the usual fans saying, that's it, we've had it now. We're going to lose this, even was what I was hearing being said. And then absolute magic. Barry Bannon, what a player he is. First of all, he made the first goal. What a first goal that was. A 7-player move, which ended up being given as an own goal, but it was a great movement between Bannon and playing the ball onto Johnson on the wing there, and he cut inside, and that was a beauty to put us ahead. The second, brilliant change of direction, a long ball out of defence, and what a header by Josh Windass. Quality, sheer quality, 2-0. And then I thought, get third and then pack up and go home. But of course, we couldn't get a third, even though we tried. We were pressing, certainly looking for a third. We didn't sit on 2-0. This was Wednesday meaning business. The way we did against Plymouth, first game of the season, our performance was almost as good as that. That's what I'd say. And then, of course, they get their brilliant headed goal by their player. Give them credit for that. It was a very good goal from the cross, which we didn't cut out, sadly. But then what a winner for us, which thoroughly deserved. We deserved the 3 points. We deserved the win. 3-2. We're on our way back. Now we've got to build on this immediately. Don't just wallow on it and say, oh, great, we've won that. Now we just sit back and relax. No, get out there and do the business. Yes.
Glyn, there wasn't a West Brom fan who didn't agree that you did deserve that. It was a thoroughly merited 3 points. Who impressed you the most? We've given plaudits to Bannon. Who else needs some flowers?
There was a few, wasn't there? To be fair, it was a whole team performance, really. But I'd say Shea Charles. He was class. Mine's gone blank. But
I'll help you out, mate. Marvin Johnson.
Johnson. I tweeted the players down straight after the game. Marvin Johnson, absolute. It was on fire. It was absolute class. There was a few, the way that they strung the play together throughout the whole game. I said last week at some point it's going to click, and it definitely clicked. Yeah, we let two disappointing goals in. Really, the second one was weird. I don't know if you've seen it back, but that happens in football. But like I said the previous weeks, you've got to score goals, and then you're not worried about a 94th minute scramble in the box. And we pressed and we knocked on the door, and we huffed and we puffed, and we won the game. But yeah, Marvin Johnson, Bannon, Shea Charles, Windass was class. Like Andrew just said, that the technique and the ability of Windass to put that ball over his head is sheer quality in itself. And another one to call out as well was Fameo. Absolute. We were talking about him last season being the future captain of Sheffield Wednesday. He was absolutely superb.
And Beadle made a couple of great saves too. We must add that Beadle made a couple of real quality saves for us.
Okay, he also let a header in that he shouldn't have done, but we'll come back to that. Matt, so far Danny's started Gassama, Valentin, Windass, Lowe, Musaba, Ugbo, Smith, and Kabaki in positions up front.
Yeah.
Is the rotation hurting you? Have we
Um,
now found the three that are going to work?
I think for the moment we've found the three that are going to work. I think the only one spot that is currently left up for debate is the centre forward one, because we
Yeah.
brought obviously bringing in Ike Ugbo in the summer. I don't think that's kind of hit the straps and kind of the heights of what it did when he first came in January last year. But again, we're talking about a player without a pre-season and somebody who is feeding off scraps at the minute, so that's quite challenging. In terms of the wide areas, Anthony Masaba and Jedi Gassama are rightly being kept out the team at the minute by Johan Kabatsky and Josh Windass. Both had their opportunity, both made their stamp at Plymouth, both them were appalling at Sunderland. Both them didn't do enough realistically against Leeds. And Millwall, Josh Windass sat on the bench, as did Olaf Kabatsky, and we lost that game 3-0. Since the two of them have come into the side at QPR, at Luton, and again on the weekend, going forward, we look a lot more threatening. That doesn't mean that our centre forwards look a lot more threatening. We as a unit look a lot more threatening, which at the minute, that is the one conundrum that does need solving, is how do we get a forward scoring goals, because our system is not geared towards that at the minute. Do I think we've used too many players? No, I think we've signed plenty of players who are of a similar sort of calibre. And actually what we're doing is rotating them to try and find form amongst all of them. Once players hit their straps and find their form, we leave them in there and it's their shirt to lose.
Okay.
Yeah. Strength
All right.
and depth.
Right, a comprehensive review from all of you. Thank you. Well done. I'm delighted for you. I was so thrilled to see that. even when the third goal went in, I thought even Wednesday can't mess it up from here. Well done.
Well done, Everton, as well.
Yeah,
Well done,
yeah.
Everton.
Fantastic.
Well,
Okay.
they've really-
Just a quick question, and I really need this to be quick. We Sunderland play Leeds on Friday night, and something that the Sunderland fan said on there was that Sunderland Leeds is a game between the two biggest clubs in the Championship.
No chance. Not having that. I'm not having that at all.
Didn't think you were.
Wednesday and Sunderland. Wednesday, you've got a higher record home attendance than Leeds. Sunderland actually got a higher record home attendance than Wednesday.
Okay.
And trophies-wise, we've won more than Leeds. As
All right.
Sunderland.
Okay.
Yes.
I know I could spend a 2-hour debate on that one. Okay, right. And we asked you earlier, 3 players that played for Wednesday and for Coventry, LCDA and GM. How many have you got?
None of those, but I have got several. I've got several. Kieran Westwood, Marcus Goodgay, Ron Atkinson, Carlton Palmer. I can keep going, but not a clue who those three are.
No, they are quite obscure. Those would be
Chapman?
easy.
Was LC Lee Chapman?
I can't remember ever playing for Wednesday, but
No,
it must
all right.
be me.
Leon Clark.
Leon Clark.
Assistants with Coventry, yeah.
Scum.
See you, Mark. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Medine, who also played for
yes.
Wednesday,
Medine.
also played for Coventry as well, and Deli
Dean Atkinson.
Adebola as well.
Okay.
Also played for Wednesday. So a little bit before your time. If we can't put Ron Atkinson in there, that would be easy to guess.
No, I
Man.
said
Come on, have
Dalian
it.
Atkinson. The three I would have said for those initials were Lee Chapman, Dalian Atkinson, and Gary Megson, but they're certainly
All right,
they were
okay.
the three that come to mind first of all. Anyway,
All right, final question to you. September is now gone. October's upon us, so you know we want your September player of the month. We need this quick. One word and one reason. Glyn, go.
Shea Charles, forever consistent.
Matt.
I agree with Glyn, but Marvin Johnson has been outstanding since he's come back into the side.
And Andrew.
and I'll tell the obvious one, which the most fans will say, and that's Barry Bannon. The guy is still delivering. Absolutely incredible.
Right, good luck in Bristol. Good luck in Coventry. We'll catch you both, all three of you, back here next week to review both games. 6 points in the bag for Wednesday. Playoffs could be on the cards. Right. Catch you next week. Thank you. Have a good week all.